Gang violence at an apartment complex in Aurora. The video shows men entering an apartment building with several weapons and then busting down a door.
And all of this taking place at the apartments, which had become a crime hotspot in that city.
The video shows a group of men walking up a stairwell at the Edge Lowry apartment complex in Aurora. All of them appear to be carrying rifles and handguns. Another video clip shows men forcing a door open. But what or who they were searching for, not clear. The video was shot in the building where Cindy and Edward Romero lived until today. They loaded up their stuff and moved out.
It's been a nightmare and I can't wait to get out of here.
The couple's car and many others here were riddled with bullets after a shootout at the complex earlier this month. The Romeros say the trouble started when a large number of migrants began moving in. They had not been able to move out for different reasons.
We couldn't get any. We tried reaching out to the resources, but they told
gang violence at an apartment complex.
This is a slumlord issue. No. It doesn't matter what issue you want to say. Venezuelan prison gangs took over a 99 apartment unit complex, and then instead of sending the money to the landlord, they were collecting the rent. And then it comes out that the city council actually says, well, that's not the only apartment complex. There are several that they have taken over in Aurora, and now they run it all. Now, and you're having broad daylight armed robberies of jewelry stores in Aurora and outside of Denver. Look, Denver's collapsing. Denver has 700,000 people live inside Denver metro area. 70,000 of that 700,000 are illegal aliens. And you think they're going to stay in? No, they're going to bleed out. They're bleeding out to Aurora right now. Where else are they going to go in the metro area? This.
He said these adults, they weren't kids. He said, but they had backpacks on, Mom, and they tried to get on our bus. He said, and there was a lot of them.
The district confirmed 20 migrants tried to board the bus Wednesday morning. That's when parents and the driver stepped in, keeping the migrants at bay.
It was definitely really scary.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, the Most High, our Creator and our Power, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, our Savior, and our Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai. Kol Halamla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rechakodash. The water, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. All right, and I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations, peace, blessings, and safety to the hopeful elect. All right, and shalom, this is Brother Abayah with another lesson through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Lord willing, I pray this lesson is edifying unto the elect. And, this whole so-called migrant crisis, this is all intentional, all dealing with, the division, the intentional division that's being created through your beloved government. Okay, this is all being done intentionally. Okay, from it started off with them being let in the first place. Them coming from these third world countries, right? Which it's not only migrants from Venezuela. Okay. This is what we're seeing. This is what's being reported on. But let's not forget all of those military-aged men that came in that were from the Middle East. Elamites, Ishmaelites. It was some Hamites. Let's not forget about them. We have yet to see where they gonna pop up and what they gonna be involved in, right? But of course they have to put Jake. Right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites, at the forefront of the chaos, of the violence, right? Because you have to be the face of it, okay? But it started off, them being let in to America, right? At first there was division and, back and forth, whether they wanted to, you had one side that said, no, don't let them in, and you had the other side like, no, let them in, they're good. So, here we are today. Those migrants was able to come over here, freely. And not only that, they're being given resources, and access to different things that American citizens have either never had access to or had a very hard time obtaining. You know, for example, housing. They're being given. It started off they were being given different housing and they were being given food. When you have Americans struggling every day to eat, going to food banks and going to these different food drives and places trying to get help from the government, and they getting the bare minimum. But these migrants come and they get fully funded housing. They're being sheltered. They started off in the shelters, but then you have some that's been placed into actual apartments. Okay, and then it's being paid for in full, and they're getting meals, 3 meals a day. Okay, and then we seen a picture of a receipt floating around from a migrant from Venezuela, and it showed crazy numbers that Americans never receive. That's unheard of. I don't care if you got 10 kids. The amount of money that they were given on their food stamps and on their cash assistance has never been given to no average American citizen. $13,000 in food stamps and $5,000 in cash assistance. That's unheard of. Okay, but it's being given to these migrants. And then now you have, again too, you have migrants. They're able to get firearms, even though they don't have any identification or any citizenship. They're able to buy firearms at certain places. When they make it very hard for the average American citizen to buy firearms. Okay, and now they're given, as they call them, non-U.S. citizens, access to house loans to get between like $30,000 and $100,000 to buy a house. 0 down on the house. Okay. And what is this doing? This is causing a lot of division. This is causing a lot of tension between those migrants and the U.S. citizens, man. Now you do have some migrants in particular areas that's getting along with Jake in the hood and in these different metropolitan areas. They just pretty much fitting in with the Jakes that was already there. But then you have things like this going on. Jake, they trying to take over. All right, they got their funding, and remember, they're coming from a third world country. They're coming from a place where they already experienced hyperinflation. They already experienced their money being thrown around in the streets, and them having to fend for themselves. Right, them having to get any little thing they can get. They taking advantage of it. So they have a different mindset than the average American who's comfortable, who is not around danger. They don't know what it is to be in survival mode. These migrants that's coming from Venezuela, they've always been in that mode, and leading up to them leaving their home, they already in this mindset of survival, and they on predator mode. So this is going to cause a lot of tension between the American citizens and those who came in the influx. All right, but this is only adding to the chaos that's about to ensue in these streets, man. But it's all intentional because they want to create chaos. All right, these so-called elites, they're giving orders. Okay, you don't think that the police force has adequate adequate groups and force to shut this shit down? They making it seem like, them reporting on it, they making it seem like they came through there with tanks and Humvees and high grade military. They just coming through there with damn pistols and rifles, which they not supposed to have those type of firearms, being that they don't have citizenship. Where are they getting these military grade weapons? Right, that we understand that. They didn't come over here with those weapons, right? But we understand where they got it from. It was given to them. But the thing is, you know, it's not like they have some crazy weapons to where they just putting fear in the police and it's like, oh, they got to be super tactical. No, the police can come through and shut that shit down immediately. Come through with the SWAT team or a specific special force and shut that down, but they don't want to. It's being reported on, but what is the local police in that area doing? What is the Colorado, the Aurora police doing about those migrants taking over those apartment complexes? Nothing, because they're told not to do anything. They told to stand down because they have them out there on a mission, man. All right, let me get this first. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? The word devices goes into the intentions or the thoughts. Okay, you know, and when it speaks about Satan in this scripture, it's talking about, you know, the physical counterpart of Satan, not the actual spiritual demon Satan. Talking about those who are doing the working of Satan, which is talking about the wicked, these Edomites, man. Again, I mentioned the elites. They want this chaos to ensue on the shores of America. They want this place to be further divided. They want the civil war. They want the people to be at odds and to be fighting amongst one another. So they're making particular things happen to bring forth that chaos. You know, it's a slow brewing, but it's starting to ramp up. We're seeing more and more activity, you know, specifically from these migrants. We starting to see more and more activity. And at first they was under the radar, you know, people was upset that they was able to get let in, and, you know, upset that they're getting specific benefits that Americans have been striving and fighting to try to get. You know, they getting like the equivalent of Section 8 overnight. When, you know, Americans, they file for Section 8 and it's a wait list. You got to wait months and sometimes years to be approved for Section 8, depending on what city you in when you applying. But these migrants, they come right over and with ease, they getting food stamps, cash assistance, and housing. And it's on a better level than that of what the American citizens is getting. You're getting put in housing that's not in the projects. They're getting put in apartments. They're getting put in decent areas. They're getting more money on their cash assistance and their food stamps. Okay? So what do you think the people are thinking, man? Hey, where y'all getting this money for this shit at? They paying for that shit with our tax money. You know, this new, I don't even know what to call it. I don't want to call it a bill, but it's pretty much an opportunity. I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna just call it that. This opportunity that they're now granting these migrants to get these loans for these houses. You know, up to $100,000 in a loan. Where is they getting that money from? That's the tax money of the people, right? And people are very upset about that because that is unheard of. You know, it's very, very hard to get a loan on a home. They have all of these requirements. You know, you got to make so and so amount of money. You know, you have to have all of these different credentials and you have to meet a certain criteria. But these people don't even have to have an ID. Don't have to be an actual citizen of America to get these benefits. And as a matter of fact, they're saying that, you know, you can't get it at all if you're an American citizen. You have to be a non-citizen to qualify to get these benefits. So it's like an intentional slap in the face. But again, we're starting to see more activity from these migrants, right? They started off under the radar, but now they're starting to get more active. You know, they received their benefits, they got their weaponry, and they got their artillery, so they feel like, okay, now we can start moving, you know. And who knows? They just might be getting orders, you know. But we know what this is gonna cause, nevertheless, man. Whoever is in charge of this, whoever is encouraging this, we know what's going on, man. 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come." Okay, and we are in the last days. We getting closer and closer to the coming of our Lord, Yahweh Shai. Okay? And it's going to get more and more perilous, man, meaning dangerous. Meaning more and more, you know, more shaky, more uncertain. Okay? Those perils is going to come in many different ways. And this is you know, this can easily turn into a peril because, you know, the tension that like the just looking at the body language of them when they was in that apartment complex, they're not gonna stop no time soon. They have their minds made up of what they're doing. You know, and who knows? That can be only a fraction of how many is really out there. And again, they're coming from a place of starvation. They're coming from a place of lack. So whatever they can get their hands on, they're gonna fight for it. That's what they used to. That's the mindset that they came up with. And them coming to a place like America where there's so much opportunity, there's so many more benefits, so many more treasures, you know, they salivating, man. You know, they was out there causing hell. Those gangs was causing hell out there in Venezuela, you know, oppressing the people. How much more are they able to oppress these people who are fucking, they're docile. These people, they always got their heads in their phones. They never watch their surroundings. They walk around like they can't be touched. You know, they're comfortable. They're content. So they easy targets, man. And these people know that. If you're a natural hunter, right, you can tell what animals are the most vulnerable and what animals are the easiest to hunt because they're the most vulnerable. They're the most weak. These average Americans, they're like weak, you know, little antelope. You know, the baby antelope who can barely walk. You know, they got the wobble. You can't defend yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. You have some Americans, they strapped up, man. There's a lot of Americans that's gonna defend themselves, and they ready for situations like this. But we talking about the average American. Keyword. The TikTokers, the ones who just care about their 9 to 5. They just want to go to work, come back, watch some TV. You know, those who always in their phones, they social media so-called personalities, and those people, which is most of these people. Most of these people don't know what the hell going on. They heard about the so-called migrant crisis, but they don't know how close it is. They don't know how it's about to affect them. Right? Them people that was in that apartment complex didn't know that they was gonna come through like that until they did. Now, you can never tell what they're gonna do, but it's the fact that these people aren't preparing for these type of things. They're not watching. And they walking on in this proud ass spirit, thinking that life is just gonna go on as is. 2 Esdras 8:50 says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Right? And that's why the perils is coming. Because these people, man, you can't tell these people nothing. The average human being, man, let alone American, is just in their own world. Excuse me. And the wickedness that these people are given to, man, is just every day these people just they pile on iniquity on top of iniquity. They into all kind of freaky weird shit. They living their life, you know, in a lascivious way. Right? Wanton, no self-control, no kind of morals. Just free will, just whatever we want to do, we gonna do it. And that level of pride is why the Lord is bringing this type of these type of calamities. These people don't know what the hell is going on. They don't know how close tribulation is, right? And And these women, man, these women are gonna have it the worst. They're gonna have the worst experience with this, because you know those majority of these women, man, if not all, they have a sense of comfort that makes them delusional until something actually happens. You know, we see more and more videos of men getting more aggressive. You know, I just seen a video earlier. This group of women was walking down the street, and it's a dude, you know, walking behind them. You know, walking, following them aggressively. And I couldn't really make out what he was saying, but he was pretty much, you know, letting them know, like, yeah, I want that. You know. And then one thing I did catch, he said something along the lines of, yeah, I'm walking in the spirit of God, or I'm walking after God, or something like that. And you know, the women, they kind of like scoffed at him, you know, and mocked him. But you know, one thing I noticed was that those women, they kind of had a smirk on their face while they was walking away from him. You know, they was still kind of shook up a little bit, but they was like kind of smirking. Or at least the female that was recording, you know, she had a little smirk on her face and was like still taking it lightheartedly. But had they not been in the group, had it just been one of those females, she would have been, you know, more in fear of her life. You know, and I just say that to say, hey, we getting more into the times where these women don't have the protection of a man, because they don't think they need it. They feel like they don't need a man. So when women say that they don't need a man, they have to understand that they're gonna have to stand on that. They're gonna have to apply that to everything. You don't need a man when it's convenient for you, when you need protection or when you need saving. But when it comes to love and providing and this and that, you know, the other things that you think is lesser, you don't need a man. This is why the Lord is about to bring a great humbling, man, and the Lord is about to humble everybody. But the evils that's coming, that's for the wicked people. Okay? All of these evils that's coming, the Lord is bringing this to humble all of these proud-ass people. 2nd Ezra 16:37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Okay, and the plagues represents, no, it can be literal. It's going to be literal plagues, but it's also going to be these other calamities that the Lord is going to bring forth. Right? And like, these people don't think that America is going to be in a state of distress. Like, this place is going to be comfortable and at ease all the time, forever. No, it's not going to be like that. This place is going to get touched. It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. And those pains, which represents the contractions, those represent the troubles, right? The different calamities, the different terrible things that's going to be happening. Just as a woman, when she's about to give birth and she's at that moment, you know, she's in labor, you know, she's dilating. As she dilates more and more, those contractions, they get more and more frequent, and they get more and more intense as she gets closer to the delivery of that child. The same way, as we get closer to the coming of Yahweh Shai, we're going to see more and more evils happen more frequently, and it's going to get more and more intense, right? We seeing death increasing. We seeing division within the household, within communities, within the states, within the country, and then within the world. There's division on all levels. The Lord is increasing these things. Okay? And continuing on, even so shall the plagues be not slack. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side, right? And these things are going to overwhelm these people, because they not only did they not expect it, they was so proud in themselves, thinking that it would never happen. From the leaders and the rulers of this kingdom to the inhabitants, right? These people are just a reflection of those who run this place. Everybody's walking around proud as hell, you know, self-satisfied and self-justified. Okay, let's continue on. It says 2 Esdras 13:31, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Okay, and this is pretty much the levels of division, the levels of fighting the Lord is setting up in the earth, man. Okay, it's going to be civil war. That's why it says, you know, one shall undertake to fight against another. That can be within your household, right? We seeing more and more domestic violence. We seeing more and more so-called friends and acquaintances, you know, turn against each other. We seeing mothers and daughters and fathers and sons, right? This is the division that the Lord is setting up in the earth. But then there's so many different levels. You know, you can't keep track. All right, but the Lord is going to send a civil war as well. It says, one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, and one people against another, and one realm against another. Okay? So that's what this whole migrant crisis is going to bring forth. All right? That's one people that's going to be fighting against another. You know, these American citizens, they're not going to stand for them, you know, coming to. You got some very patriotic people out here that's hey, they ready, man. It's some people that's been training for moments like this. They've been waiting for a reason to use their weapon. And they feel like, oh, you think you're going to come in my land and take my resources and use my tax money to try to oppress me? It's not like they just coming over here and just, you know, laying low, you know, trying to live an honest life. No, these niggas coming over here thinking they about to take over shit. It'd be different if they was just chilling and they were just, you know, hey, it ain't up to me. This is what they giving me. I don't have any control over what the government is giving me. But no, these niggas is coming over here like, look, we about to take this shit over. We about to, you know, load up. We gonna go to these apartments. We gonna kick them out. We gonna take the rent money to ourselves. And ain't nothing nobody gonna do about it. That's what's causing the division. That's what's causing the tension. They came with the friction, man. Okay, but this is what the Lord wants. Okay? Luke 12:51, it says, suppose ye, this is Yahweh Shah speaking, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. Right? So for you that think that the Lord is all about peace and love, no, the Lord is not about peace and love. No, not right now. That peace and love is gonna be to the Israelites in the kingdom. Right now, the Lord wants division. He wants fighting. Right? The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Okay? And this is what the Lord wants right now. He wants division. He wants chaos. This is what he wants. Okay? It says, from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Okay? Oh, it's like, yeah. I didn't even realize it was the same chapter. But I'm gonna read verse 49. It says, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? All right, I'm gonna get this different translation. Maybe it was the G&T. Yeah, no, this is it. Luke 12:49 in the NLT, it says, I have come to set the world on fire, and I wish it were already burning. Okay, so meaning what? That fire representing the evils, the calamities, right? The troubles, all of the things that is bringing about those perilous times. Okay, from the division within the households, you know, there's no more agreements. That, you know, people can't see eye to eye no more. People are now cold. You know, like the scriptures say, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay, people are seeking to get over on one another more and more. There's more adultery happening. There's more murder, more thieves. All of these things are increasing at a high rate. And it's causing a fire. It's causing chaos. The fire represents the chaos. And the Lord wants chaos to be already ensued before he returns, so he can just blow on that fire. Okay? And finish it off. Right? The Lord's just going to come finish the job. Everything already going to be turned upside down when he comes. Alright? But this is just the beginning. This is literally just the beginning. Like the scriptures speak about the beginning of sorrows. This is only one aspect of the things the Lord is sending, right? Not to you have to worry about migrants, you know, coming and attacking your family. You know, you can't send your kids to school because you got these niggas trying to pull over the bus and trying to take over the bus. Now, that woman that was giving that interview and speaking about what her child told her, you know, oh, it was a bunch of men with backpacks, you know, and they tried to get on the bus. At one point soon, it's not gonna be that they tried to get on the bus. They're gonna accomplish it. They're gonna get on that bus. It just so happened that they didn't succeed. So that woman had a smile on her face. You think when those migrants get on that bus and they take those children somewhere and go you know, traffic them, do you think she's gonna be having a smile on her face and be speaking about that situation like she was? No. She's gonna be crying her eyes out, begging for help, begging for the police to do something about it. We coming into a time where these people are not going to be comfortable. They're not going to be laughing, right? Like it says, woe unto you that laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep. Those people that walk in great pride, like it speaks about in 2 Esdras 8, yes, those miseries are for you. You people have done wrong unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. The Lord knows everything. We don't know what these people are out here doing, but we know they ain't right. We know they ain't living in a way that's unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So it's a reason the Lord is sending these evils, man. The Lord is just in everything that he do. But we gonna see, man. We gonna see how this turns out, you know, in the coming months, you know, leading to the end of the year. You know, hey, we gonna have pestilence, right? We see these different viruses and things in the background, but then you got these you know, these migrants. You got the food is plummeting, right? The nutrition and the quality of food is plummeting every day, right? These rubbery foods and fruits and vegetables, you know, not to get off topic, but all of these things is just gonna add to the perils, man, the danger. But you know, I'm gonna leave it there, you know. Lord willing, I pray it was edifying, and with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety to the whole for lit. And DTA Yabba Ball, Kwame Shala. Till next time, Shalom.